Let's build, review, and compare the new LEGO Fortnite sets to their in-game counterparts. Big thanks to LEGO for sending us these awesome sets early so we can give you guys a closer look at them. Let's go ahead and get building. We'll get started with the smallest set, Peely and Sparkplug's Camp. It's set number 77075, has 250 pieces, is recommended for ages 7+, includes 2 minifigures plus a skeleton, and a really awesome thing is that all of the upcoming LEGO Fortnite sets include an in-game skin. With this one, you get Sparkplug. This set really brings you back to playing LEGO Fortnite for the first time. Sparkplug and Peely are awesome. You've got the perfect enemies to remind you of your first fights with the wolf, spider, and skeleton. Your first builds like the crafting bench and campfire are here too, along with the excitement of finding your first llama. The set is also modular, letting you customize how things are laid out, and you can easily start to see how a village could quickly come together with the base place and some fun added builds. I'm giving this set a 10 out of 10. But how does it compare to the in-game builds? Well, we can see that the wolf and the llama are pretty close to their in-game models, but the campfire and crafting bench are substantially smaller. Let's take a look at the wolf. You can see they are super duper similar. Honestly, the main change is that they've gone gray with like the arms and legs rather than black. And then there's one kind of pivot point on the body that's been removed for the LEGO set. But honestly, I think it works super duper well. Most people really wouldn't notice the subtle differences. And it's definitely still super duper fun to pose and play with this guy right here. So the wolf is really, really awesome. The llama is quite interesting in that they have made some pieces in colors that didn't exist before. These little ears, for example, they're not on my original model because they didn't exist in purple. But what I find really odd is that they did choose slightly different colors from what I would have expected. You can see they've gone with a very light purple and a darker azure color, whereas on my model I've included the more medium purple and more medium azure. And that actually more so matches the actual LEGO set as well of the llama. You can see that uses more of the medium azure and medium purple. So a bit of an odd choice going with the lighter purple and darker azure, but still looks really, really great and feels quite true to the game. Then we come to the campfire, which is just so much smaller. But I have really no arguments with this. I think this kind of captures the essence of it in as few pieces as possible. This is like maybe 20 pieces, while the campfire here is actually 91 pieces as it is in game. So it would have added a lot of parts to the set and really made it much more expensive. So I really like their little variation here. Just captures the essence perfectly. And I would say the same thing goes for the crafting bench here. While this is obviously substantially smaller, it does capture the essence of what the crafting bench is all about. You can even still spin the little gear here, just like you can spin the saw on the bigger model. And it just looks great and, saves a ton of pieces. Again, this is probably maybe 20, 30 pieces, while this one is 99. So it would have pretty much doubled the parts count for both the campfire and crafting bench to be the right size. So I think they made a great choice here with how they adjusted these builds. Our next set is the Durrr Burger restaurant, set number 77076 with 546 pieces, recommended for ages 10+, including 3 minifigures and a skeleton. The Durrr Burger restaurant is another knockout of a set featuring none other than Beef Boss, Beach Bomber, a spider, a spicy pepper plant, Grimy, a skeleton, and of course, the restaurant itself. The restaurant is a great build, and the assembly wonderfully reminds me of doing a LEGO Fortnite guided build, where you place the pillar, window, door, and roof sections onto the build separately, along with lots of fun interior bits, like a drink dispenser or register with a burger ready to be sold, or even some hidden gear in the attic. And again, this is built in a modular way, letting you change the layout with some recommendations in the instructions. This set scores a 9.5 out of 10. The only reason I'm talking 0.5 is because we're getting another skeleton and spider instead of more variety in enemies. How does it compare to in-game though? Overall, they did a great job of taking the in-game model and making it practical for a LEGO set. The Durrr Burger sign is of course a sticker instead of a big brick build, and the burger is much smaller than the in-game one, which is actually based on the LEGO set, but they do a great job of scaling those down. Then you have a nice little miniaturized version of the patio set. You can even see they've taken inspiration from the ordering sign and scaled that down a bit. And then you've also got scaled down versions of the drink machine, register, and condiment selection, which all look really, really great, both in-game and in the LEGO set. Then of course, the building itself is once again scaled down, but captures all of those iconic details like the color striping in the walls and the brown roofing with orange accents. The only other items to compare are the spicy pepper plant and burger. Spicy pepper plant, theirs is actually a little more accurate, but I like mine better. And then the burger is not perfectly accurate, but more than close enough. And last for today's review, it is none other than Klombo, set number 77077 with 1,084 pieces, recommended for ages 10 plus. This set puts nearly all of the focus into Klombo itself, which was a great choice because it looks amazing. Also included though are Oro, Island Adventure Peely, a Clomberry plant, and another spider?
Another one.
Building Klombo was super fun, and it's a very solidly engineered model, with less articulation than Klombo in-game, but more than enough posability to make it fun for either play or display. Klombo is one of the most accurate builds we've seen yet when compared to its in-game model, especially scale-wise. Most of the changes are aesthetic, with either some part or color swaps, most notably with the azure ruffles behind its head being swapped from shield pieces to leaves, the ankles being the darker lavender instead of the lighter one, and then an odd change I'm not sure about, the eyes. In-game, they used these white tiles, which are still in production, so they could have used them. My best guess is the ones they used make Klombo feel a bit friendlier. What are your thoughts? I also just completed my very own Klombo build, which funnily enough is scaled down from the in-game model. Mine has a bit more articulation but isn't as solid, but I'm pretty happy with how it compares to the official model. Even reminds me of the smaller Klombo in-game in comparison to the one at the Klombo Shrine. They look cute together wandering through the Lost Isles. In the end, I'd give Klombo a 9.75 out of 10, losing that 0.25 for once again including a spider. Otherwise, it's pretty much perfect. And that's it. I hope this video gives you a better idea of what you can expect from all of these awesome sets. You can also look forward to a video on the Mecha Team Leader closer to when that comes out in August. Otherwise, thanks so much for joining me. Happy building out there.